Shabbat Shalom from a classroom in Yeshivat HaTzvi. My name is Adin, Rayman, and I think before jumping into some brief words of Torah concerning this week's parasha, I find it impossible to not reflect upon the passing and the levaya that I was able to attend for Rabbanit Miriam Amital, which took place, as of recording this, last week. I never had the zechut to meet Rabbanit Amital. In fact, I never had the zechut to meet Rav Amital, who was niftar about 1 year before I joined the yeshiva. But in this time of reflection, in this time of thinking about where we've been and where we're going, I was struck and continue to be struck by the impact that the institution that the Amitals built, Yeshivat HaTzvi, which I am so privileged and thankful that I'm able to be a small part of, and especially now as I have the zechut to be teaching in an institution much like the one that I attended, impacting and inspiring, hopefully, young men who are sitting in the same type of Beit Midrash and learning the same type of things I was learning about 15 years ago. I'm thankful to Harabbanit and Harav Amital Zatzal, Harav Lichtenstein Zatzal, and all of the present and former members of the Yeshivat HaRetzion Sevet who helped shape my path as an Oved Hashem and as a Ben Torah. In this week's parasha, Parshat Vayelekh, we find one of the most challenging passages, I believe, in the entire Torah. In Perek Lamed Aleph, we read how Hashem tells Moshe, Hincha shochevi mavotecha, v'kam ha'am hazeh, so you will die, the nation after you will continue though, v'zana acharei Elohei nechar ha'aretz asher huva, that they will be led astray and start praying to the other gods in the land that they live. Va'azavani, they will leave me. V'haferet briti asher karati ito, and they will abandon the brit. V'chara api bayom hahu, a very reasonable response that Hashem will be angry. Va'azavtim v'hasiroti panai mahem, I will remove my face from them. Va'amar bayom hahu, continuing the pasuk slightly, halo ki ein Elohai b'kirbi mitzaoni haraot hazeh. The nation reflects. There's a few different ways that this is understood, but something like a recognition that God is not among me, and the reason that because God is not among me, this is why these bad things have happened. And Hashem's response is perhaps the most troubling part of this story. Va'anochi haster astir panai bayom hahu al kol hara'a asher asa. And I, Hashem, will hide my face from them because of all the wrongdoing that they have done. So I think there are two very striking elements here. Number one, and a recognition that Bnei Yisrael will surely sin in the future. This is not presented as a potential a potential direction of history, but an absolute. But most troublingly, that Hashem will be mastir panim, and seemingly this sounds like even if Am Yisrael wished to return, that possibility will be denied. And this is a shatteringly uncomfortable idea, and especially strange because this year and many years, Parshat Vayelekh is read on Shabbat Shuva, the Shabbat between Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, where we are called explicitly by Hosea to return to Hashem. Shuva Yisrael ad Hashem Elokecha. Return Yisrael to Hashem your God. And just a few psukim later, Hashem seemingly promises that this return will not only be accepted, but embraced with love. Erpa meshuvatam ohavem nidava kishav api mimenu. I will heal their backsliding. I will love them freely. My anger has turned away from them. This haftarah paints a picture of tshuva as something which is always open, a possibility that is never truly forsaken, and will always be met by Hashem with love and with healing. So, leaving aside the challenge of the haftarah, just one parak earlier in Sefer Dvarim, in Parshat Nitzavim, the Torah seemingly promises us that tshuva is always accessible. V'shavta ad Hashem Elokecha, v'shav Hashem Elokecha et shvutecha. You will return to Hashem, Hashem will return those captives. So, in a nutshell, which is it? Is the vision of Parshat Vayelekh that tshuva in some circumstances can be blocked, can be denied, that Hashem withholds the responsibility to be mastir panim? Or does the Torah and Hosea promise us that tshuva is always available to us? Which is it? One answer, I believe, can be found in the words of the Ramban on our parasha. The Ramban notes that in Pasuk Yud Zayin, when the people say, Ki ein Elohai b'kirbi mitzauni haraot ha'eleh, it is because Hashem is not in my midst that these troubles have found me. The Ramban notes that what Am Yisrael have achieved here is on the steps to tshuva, but it is incomplete. What Am Yisrael have done, they have recognized the problem, they have diagnosed the problem, but that is not complete tshuva. The Ramban explains that in the very next pasuk when Hashem says, Va'anochi haster astir panai, he notes that awareness of a chet alone is not enough. Knowing why something is happening is not the same as actually changing and addressing that reason. Hashem's hiding his face is not to lock the door forever. It's a way of saying, you've taken the first step, but you have not taken the next step. You have not turned fully towards me. And this precisely, perhaps, is the message of Shabbat Shuva. This Shabbat calls us to go beyond awareness. Awareness is easy sometimes. Teshuva is not just saying, I recognize what I did wrong. It is about moving to the next levels of vidui, charata, and kabbalah la'atid. When we take those steps, we fulfill the vision of the previous parak, that no matter how far we have gone, Hashem is waiting for complete Teshuva, ready to turn to us as we turn toward Him. So maybe Parshat Vayelekh is the exact right message for Shabbat Shuva. It reminds us that awareness, while important, is just the beginning. It pushes us to make this Shabbat, these Aseret Yemei Teshuva, not just a time of recognition, but a true turning point, to go beyond I understand and to say I am ready to change. Yehi Ratzon that in these Aseret Yemei Teshuva, we merit to rise to the challenge of complete transformative Teshuva and be zocheh to the response of HaKadosh Baruch Hu as described by Hosea. Eheyeh katal Yisrael, yifrach kashoshana. I will be like a dew to Israel, they will blossom like a rose, v'yach sharashav kalvanon, and the roots shall be strong like the cedars of Lebanon. Shabbat Shalom, v'gmar chatima tova.